All right, welcome everyone. So today I want to kind of break down. Yesterday was kind of a practice day on drawing the cans. Today, what I want to do is really break down the form of the cylinder and how we take this cylinder form and transform it into something that looks like this soda can. Okay, the first thing that we needed to notice is that the top of the can is smaller or narrower than the outside of the can. Okay, so when you draw this, you can either draw the top first and then draw the base, or you could draw the top cylinder and then it basically that lip needs to be inside of that. You will normally see me draw the top first. Okay. And then the height. A lot of students that I saw in person, sometimes their cans were a little bit shorter. And what that does is it makes it look really squatty. We see some cans now are very skinny and tall. That's a totally different look. What we need for this project is something that is almost double the width of the top of the can. So if we think from here to about here, now double that, that's about the height. So anyway, long-winded. This drawing is what I want you to kind of look at first before we start. So I start with this oval, I draw it, and then we talk about that lip and I draw that. I drew a line down the middle, okay? And then I used this curve line to help, and basically all I was looking at was the curve that I made for the top oval. After I had that, then I came down from this and I drew this oval, and I even went inside to show how it was all round, okay? And then I went out further than this oval and I drew it down, all right, to show that this is a wider piece. And then after I was done with that, I mimicked this top part, and you'll notice these dotted lines that show me that this is the same as this as far as width goes. Okay, so we're going to do all of that now in a drawing. So I'm going to start with pencil. I ask that you guys use pencil for the whole thing, right? And we kind of want to know how tall it's going to be before we even start. So we're looking at it to be larger than the picture here, okay? And you'll notice that we're using our art books. Today we're going to draw 4 cans, all right? And we're going to draw 1 on each page of our art book. Yesterday I had you divide it in half and you put 2. We want to make these bigger. So we're looking at 1 on each. So it should really take up most of our art book, all right? So these lines help me gauge how tall it's going to be, all right? And roughly about 6 inches or more is what it should be. So this is at the bottom. This is top of 6, okay? I did that without measuring, but anyway. Then what I like to do is draw the top oval, okay? So we'll get this out of here. And so for those of you that watched the video yesterday, you saw kind of how I drew it. I might do a couple things different today, but this will be a way more in-depth video than the one we watched yesterday. So anyway, I'm looking at this can, right? It's taller than this one, so it also needs to have a wider top. I go below this line. Now I'm going to go up to it basically, over, and back around. And what's important here is that these aren't pointy, right? They have a curve and they're lifting up. Pointy would be like a football. So you're drawing this line and then you're coming below it and you're drawing this one. It's not an eye, right? It's close, but we don't want to have points. So make sure that you round these out a little bit more. Okay. So after we do that, now we're going to come below and we're going to mimic that same curve and then come up to that and have it disappear. Okay. Then right where it kind of starts to go in the inside, we're going to come out. Okay. So right about here, where we come out. Right. So now it looks like we have this like halo, this ring. Right. We're going to now kind of imagine that there's a light line that comes straight down from that. Okay, and this is where we want to mimic that curve, and this is hopefully going to be that bottom lip. Okay? So what that means is that our can needs to go out wider than those lines. Not a lot, but a little wider. All right. So if I put a little line about there, we're at about 1/4 of an inch past the outside. Okay. And we're going to start a little lower. If this is where we started with the last ring, we're going to go outside and a little bit lower than that. And so from here, I'm going to curve down, follow that curve. Okay. So about there. So what we want to look for is the spacing here similar, right? And as I'm looking at the can here, we got a much wider mouth. So maybe I'll erase that. Your teacher's not perfect. He needs to look at the picture. I'm going to come down a little bit more then. So I'll come down a little bit further. And again, I'm looking for that spacing to be about the same distance here. Okay. And then I'm going to start at this end. And yesterday I had you guys come down and go out. So it was almost pointy. I want you to curve down and in today. So yesterday I made you do something that looked like that. Today I want you to curve down like that. Okay, so I kind of come straight down and then I curve out. So again, straight down and then I curve out. Okay, and then you'll be able to decide which one you like better, whether it's a curve down like this or a curve like that for these. So anyway, now we're going to use the ruler. And again, I'm going to draw light. So I could make a mark so that it's the same. Looking, it's about 4 inches to the line that I want. So now I'm going to slide down 4 inches. And yours does not need to be the same dimensions. I'm just doing this to make it easier. So I have my marks matched up with the edge of my ruler. And I'm drawing that light. Okay. So now I know that they are parallel, meaning they're not going to cross one another, or they're not going to go out and cross up above because they're crooked. They should have the same amount of space. Okay. So if this is our bottom lip, what we need to do is go up a little higher than that and connect the sides. Again, copying that same curve like that. Okay, and then this curves in. And I probably could have made this one actually a lot skinnier, so I'll do that so you can see. I'll make it a little closer. And now we have the can. As far as the top goes, depending on what you can see, you can always practice these somewhere else, but there we are, and a blank can. Okay. If I look at it, I probably should have gotten a little bit higher over here. But those are all little things that you can fix afterwards. So you're drawing 4 cans, okay? So I would turn the page, draw another one, turn the page, draw another one, turn the page, draw another one until I have 4 drawn, right? And if one's horrible, that's fine. Count it as 1 and move on to the second. But you're hopefully getting better with everyone that you draw. We'll pick our favorite one in a class or two, and then that's what we're going to base our whole assignment on. All right. So you're drawing 4 today, and if you get one you like, I want you to use your Chromebooks and see if you can find a picture of a can of soda that you want, or a can of water that you want, or a can of fizzy water that you want. It has to be in a can form, okay, and it has to be school appropriate. So find something that you like. I don't care if it's an old logo from the 70s. I don't care if it's a new logo, but you're going to try to find a picture. And in future classes, we are going to be working on putting logos on and making them seem as if they just fit on this round cylinder, not just drawing something flat on here. It's going to have to react with the curve like it would on a normal can. Okay, so anyway, 4 drawings today. If you are working and it's been 35 minutes and you only have 2 done, well, then you're going to work on the other 2 next class. So watch your time, draw for 35 or 30 minutes, and that's this video included. So you're really only going to have about 20 minutes left, and then we'll draw the rest on Monday's class. Okay, good luck.